Okay, guys, we're back. We've got a special reaction. You know, I keep talking about those wonderful people who saw the reaction videos and they've come through the streams. Well, none have been more loyal to coming into the stream than Xerophobic. Now, he's given me one that he wants me to go into cold. So I'm trusting him. I have no idea what this is about. I may know the story, like when I find out what the video is, but, well, I'm going to assume I don't because I've never heard of Terry Fox. So let's check it out. Thank you, Zero. I hope it's awesome and I appreciate you, dude. All right, we're starting off on a beautiful landscape.
25 years ago.
I can tell that that's a really nice sunset. 240p's max quality, that is fine.
This was the starting line for Canada's Terry Fox.
Okay, so we got a Canadian
Shallows
athlete.
Of the Atlantic at St. John's, Newfoundland. From
Atlantic,
there,
so he's a
he would
swimmer.
head west into rural provinces, through the streets of Toronto, across countless canyons, and finish near his home in Vancouver, where the sun sets into the Pacific.
I gotta say, 240p or not, I see the beauty in these landscapes.
Yeah, if I don't make it, nobody would make it. Maybe I won't make it, but if it's up to me, I think I can do it.
Terry Fox was an 18-year-old from British
Seems
Columbia
like a nice guy.
when he was diagnosed with bone cancer in his right knee. Amputation and chemotherapy left him with an artificial leg, and memories of those
at 18
still in the cancer ward.
Kids my age and younger, and you just can't leave something like that and try and forget it. And I couldn't anyway. I had to try and do something about it.
So he's fueled by his memory of, it's not even really from what he said there, of what he went through, but what the other people are going through. It's really beautiful.
And so he did. Terry trained on his new leg for 14 months, then told his family that he would run east to west across Canada, hoping to raise $1 million for cancer research.
Is that why can't you... technique he's using for training purposes? I can't imagine that would be good for long distance. I could see it being strong for like strengthening a calf. Or is that his technique?
You run across British Columbia. And he said, because not only people in BC get cancer. Well, I couldn't argue that.
On April 12, 1980,
couldn't argue with
at
that.
The easternmost point of Canada, it began. The Marathon of Hope. And Terry would do it.
And that is how he has to do it.
26 miles. A marathon. Every single day.
It defies logic, really. Not only running a marathon, who runs a marathon a day, let alone who runs a marathon a day on an artificial leg?
It didn't matter if it was snowing, pouring rain.
Oh yeah, of course, the extreme weather.
He had to do that marathon every day.
With his best friend Doug Allward and brother Daryl following in a support van, 21-year-old Terry would rise at 4 a.m. to run 12 miles, rest, then do 14 miles in the afternoon.
Wow.
Seeking donations across lonely expanses of highway.
Wait,
At
is he
first,
raising
few
money
knew of
doing
him,
this?
And donations were spotty. Terry kept running. 2 months into the Marathon of Hope, Terry entered the province of Ontario and was invited to kick off a CFL game.
We came up out of the arena, and I've been thinking to myself, wouldn't it be nice if people knew who he was? And as we walked towards the sidelines, the announcer started and said, ladies and gentlemen, that's as far as he got. And the place went crazy.
I love seeing the crowd reaction to things like this. And especially, this is even more than sport. This is about supporting
With Bill Viggers publicizing Terry's
a great
run,
cause.
the crowds got bigger. More money flowed in. Terry now wanted to raise $1 for every Canadian. $24 million in all.
What resonated with Canadians about Terry was his honesty, his innocence, his determination. That's, I think, why people fell in love with Terry Fox.
In Toronto,
Passion-driven.
thousands cheered him. For Canadians, Terry had become an inspirational hero.
That's a great crowd.
But what inspired Terry were the children he was trying so hard to help. Children like Greg Scott.
I'm crying now because there's somebody here right now who is going through the same thing that I went through. Exact same thing, and he's only 10 years old. And I had the most inspirational day of my life today.
And so Terry gave himself an
Oh, that's really nice. I had something to say and I've already lost it. Well, no, it's the empathy that he has. You know, some people go through something and they don't think about what other people go through. But for him, it's driving him so much. It's really beautiful.
afternoon off from the Marathon of Hope to swim with Greg. It was just the 4th day off in 137 days on the road.
Wow.
Greg was a great boost to Terry at the time, because I don't think at the time Terry wasn't feeling very good.
Yeah, I mean, 130 days.
As he approached the city of Thunder Bay on September 1st, Terry Fox had run 3,339 miles, nearly the distance between Miami and Seattle. He was on this stretch of road, at this white marker, when he asked to be taken to the hospital.
Oh, no.
Thunder Bay was a surprise and shock, and we weren't expecting that. None of us were, including Terry.
Doctors there examined Terry's lungs, then offered a diagnosis. The cancer had returned.
Not.
He had a tumor the size of a lemon and a tumor the size of a golf ball on both sides of in both his lungs. And that's what he ran.
And he's been driving
26
through
miles with the day before and the day before and the day before.
From a stretcher, Terry shared the news of his diagnosis.
The cancer had spread, and now I've got cancer in my lungs. And we got to go home and try and do some more treatment. But all I can say is if there's any way I can get out there again and finish it, I will.
I can remember turning and looking at me, and he said,
He's gonna make me
maybe
cry, zero.
people now will understand what it was all about. He was so concerned that they had lost focus, that what he was doing was to raise money about cancer and about cancer.
Just to give a little bit of backstory, why I'm probably a bit more emotional to this. In the last 12 months, I've been, my dog has a brain tumor, so just been going through treatment for that, but it's going really well, so.
Terry was taken to a Vancouver hospital to endure new rounds of treatment. Just days later, an impromptu telethon was organized.
$10 million.
Look, they reached the goal that he had of 24 million.
As more than $10 million were added to the $2 million Terry had raised, Terry could know his dream of raising $1 for every Canadian citizen would someday be a reality. When Christmas 1980 drew near, Terry confided to his mother a single regret.
He said, you know, I've raised millions of dollars, and I haven't got $1 to buy my family a Christmas present. And that was really tough.
So his older brother lent him some money, and Terry bought his mother a gift, this pink wastepaper basket. It would be their last Christmas together.
Terry was ready to die. He knew he was dying, and
at least you got to get the gift before.
There wasn't any sense fighting anymore.
Terry Fox died on June 28, 1981. He was 22 years old.
He died surrounded.
Well, he certainly made the most of his time. From 18 to then 22, having that much of an effect on a country, raising the money, and also other people going through similar treatments.
By love, the love of his family, all of whom were with him, and the love and prayers of the entire nation.
The entire nation of Canada has never forgotten Terry Fox. In Thunder Bay, this statue remembers Terry in full stride, head up, facing the west, running home.
You know, he said before he started the Marathon of Hope, he said, I want to try the impossible to show that it can be done. And in my mind, that's exactly what he did.
Terry even wrote in his journal, if I die, at least I'll die happy doing what I wanted to do in life. And I think he did that.
I'm sure it did bring him comfort, knowing that he'd given, you know, everything he could give. Yeah, clearly, well, thank you, Zero, for the recommendation. Yeah, the only way to do something like that, something that would take so much energy and effort, is for it to be like his passion. It's really beautiful that really it was driven by empathy of what he's gone through and wanting to help others. It's a really beautiful thing. Not everybody does that. So I think that he deserves the praise that he's gotten, to be remembered. It's a really beautiful story. So I appreciate you sharing that one, Zero. Thanks a lot. Yeah, definitely different from out of left field. But an amazing story, and I'm glad that Canada has done him proud. I'm sure there's still, I would imagine, well, I would know for sure without having to look into it, that his influences would still be helping people to this day and encouraging people to help each other more. So it's really beautiful. Thank you, Zero. I appreciate you, dude. And yeah, we'll catch you later. Peace.